All right, so this is Relaxed Teams. We meet every morning, every Wednesday at 8 a.m. here via Zoom. What we do is we come together to help a bunch of business owners come together to help each other's business. We have one person per each profession, and visitors are always welcome. We limit it to only 30 members. And the types of positions that we look for, again, we are open. You don't need to just be in these positions, but these are positions that are available and open at this time. We're looking for a loan officer, real estate attorney, family law attorney, anything, the health spa, children's care, pet care, college planner, staffing firms, home improvements, various home improvement areas. I know real estate market's very busy and these people are very busy. We're back to traveling. So any travel professionals, DJs, entertainers, parties, wedding photographers, and the such. So with that said, we'll go through and introduce everyone. Myself, we'll start here with Relaxed Tax. What Relaxed Tax is, we specialize in helping people to retain more of what they earn. We found that whether you're a business owner or whether you're an individual, when it comes to business owners, there's a ton of new tax credits and available things that are out there that people aren't taking full advantage of. So we help you to take advantage of the tax advantages that are there. In addition, if you're an individual, it comes down to tax, insurance, and debt. Taxes never happen in a vacuum. And if you address insurance, debt, and taxes in a vacuum, it tends to work against each other. So by working with tax, insurance, and debt together, as long with tax credits, we're able to help people to retain more of what you earn. And that's more important, not what you make, but what you retain. With that said, we're up to Paul.
Good morning, everybody. Paul Tavin from Digital Maestro, where we harmonize your online strategy. We're a website and marketing company located here in Somerville, New Jersey. Basically, I'd like to say that if there's anything that you're doing online, there's a good chance that we could help you with it, be it SEO, security, your website, email marketing, etc. With that said, I'm going to defer the rest of my time to Chris later on, and Lisa's next.
Lisa.
Good morning. Thanks, Paul. My name is Lisa Devoran, and I am thrilled to help others regain their basic health and wellness with a plan that is simple and works. Lots of people diet, they deprive themselves, they lose the weight, they go back to their old habits and put the weight and then some back on. This is a plan that will teach you a couple of basics to change your trajectory going forward, lose the weight once and for all, regain your health and feel better. Give me a call or at 908-507-8193 or visit my website, stayhealthylivebetter.com. Next up is Candido.
Candido, I did not see Candido here today. Candido is a financial advisor. Next up, we have Desiree. I know she's not available next 2 weeks. She is Chief Marketing Officer that's available on, and does various marketing for startup businesses. Next up, Jonas is with Commercial Door. He's a commercial door hardware specialties. If you're in business and need the commercial doors, he handles all aspects of that. Next up, we have George.
Good morning again. Yeah, George, Caring Transitions. If you are selling a home, it's got to be emptied out to get it on the market, and that's what we do. We run estate sales and auctions to liquidate your possessions. We clean out those attics and basements that are filled with 30 years worth of stuff that you don't even remember was there, and specialize really in moving seniors from to assisted living facilities. So George, again, I've got to leave early, but next up is Rochelle.
Rochelle isn't here today. She's a physical therapist who specializes in the John Barnes myofascial release. Next up, we have Tracy. Tracy is not here today. We have Randy from M&T Bank.
Hey everyone, Randy Morgan, senior relationship banker at M&T Bank in Denville. So what I've been working with a lot of businesses who are, kind of in that process of, the PPP loan forgiveness and what's the next step. So a lot of times when I'm working with businesses, it's a credit conversation, and it's kind of figuring out what to do in case there's another emergency, hopefully not another pandemic. Oh my God, but hopefully if anything happens, you're covered, you're prepared, and we'll have the solutions there for you and build that relationship with you and be with you every step of the way. So any questions, Randy Morgan, M&T Bank, Denville. Thanks, guys.
Next up, we have Jeannie.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jeannie Asante, and the name of my company is I Dream of Jeannie. It's been in existence since 1988, and it is made up of a portfolio of companies that I have founded and owned. But the one that I want to highlight today is solar. And why do I want to highlight solar? Because I want to ask you a quick question. Just think about real quick, how much do you spend every year on your energy bill? Would it make a difference in your life if that money went back in your pocket and then some? Would it make a difference in your life if you never had to pay that energy bill again? If that's of interest to you, if you just want to find out if it's a viable option for you, call Jeannie Asante. Thank you. Have a great day.
Excellent. Next up, we have Jake. Jake is Jake, the insurance guy. He is not here today, but he specializes in individual personal lines of insurance. Next up, we have Tim. Tim is not here. Tim is a videographer who specializes, an Emmy Award-winning videographer who really specializes in telling the story. Tim likes to say he will shoot anything but weddings and porn. He's great at telling the story. You can see the videos on our homepage, relaxedteams.com, where he's created some videos for us. Chris from Stonehill is a financial advisor. And next up, we have Robert. Robert, are you still with us, or do you have to jump?
I'm here. My appointment got canceled. So would you want to know if your insurance company owed you money? The fact is, most people do have money owed to them by their insurance company. Do you know when you do have a loss that the insurance company does not have a fiduciary responsibility to you at all? They don't have to tell you what's wrong with your house when you have a problem or what needs to be repaired. It's your responsibility to tell the insurance company, which leaves thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars on the table that is owed to you by your insurance company. You're the little league batter facing the New York Yankees starting pitcher. They're professionals at denying and giving you as little as they can get away with. Speak to me. I'm a free service. I'm provided by the states that I operate in to be your public advocate in everything that has to do with property insurance. Thank you, Dennis. And who's up next? Chris.
Excellent. And next up, we have Chris.
Hey everybody, Chris Clipper from On the Bus Sales Training, Coaching, and Consulting, and we have a community for business owners and people that sell in general. We had a sales training yesterday on how to hire and manage salespeople. As you know, that can be a very difficult task. We have monthly board meetings, or bus meetings as we call them, and they're virtual, where we put up to 8 owners together on a bus with a facilitator, and they share challenges and opportunities, and they hold each other accountable and grow like wildflowers. And they just do very well. The most exciting thing we have are our virtual trade shows. And our next one is going to be September 22nd and 24th. And you'll hear about that in a little bit. Chris Clipper from On the Bus Sales Training, Coaching, and Consulting.
Excellent. Anthony, you're up, sir. Did Anthony have to drop? Anthony was on earlier today. Anthony is a commercial lines insurance specialist. He helps with his company creates and crafts special, and they work with all the different carriers and come up with different commercial line insurance products for you and your company. If you do have a business and you need insurance, you need to talk to Anthony. Next up, we have Jonathan.
Hey everyone, my name is Jonathan with Business on the Browser. We focus on transitioning businesses, processes, people, and teams into the browser, into the cloud, so that they can automate and enhance their workflows within their business. So, you know, in our ever-changing world where we're remote and we're working with people all across the world on various different things, we need automation, we need support, we need resiliency, we need sustainability, we need growth, we need all of these things, scalability. So we work with you to understand your business. We show you some art of the possible. So we show you some really cool things that you can do with automation and with the cloud. And we work with you to transition your business to the browser. Jonathan with Business on the Browser. Next up is Matt.
All right. Matt's not here, so we skip over Matt and we go to Erin.
Hey guys, good morning. My name is Erin Myers. I'm a residential realtor with Keller Williams out of Morristown. I service clients throughout northern and central Jersey, really. I travel all over and helping not only people buy and sell their own personal homes, I work a lot with renters and investors and developers as well. So if you or anyone you know is looking to make a move, has questions about this current real estate market, definitely reach out. Let me know. I'd be happy to have a chat and help out with any moves you have coming up, or for any of your friends or loved ones. You know, no commitment, obviously. Just want to help. Have a great day, everyone.
Excellent. Thank you, Aaron. Next up, Vipin. Vipin is not here today. Vipin is a business broker with Murphy Business Sales. Next up, we have Matt, who is no longer with us only because he went back to college. So Matt was our summer student ambassador. We do have the position open. Project Scholarship. It is a 501c nonprofit that specializes in helping students to move from classroom to career with less debt. It's all about getting them experience, internships, and or raising funds and scholarships. They either earn the scholarships by doing projects for companies, or they can just tell their story. And it's a place where people can actually donate towards their college degree. Next up, we have Alana is not with us. She has Center Cup Pilates in Main Street in Clinton. Hurley is no longer here, and neither is so that's it for today. So we'll go over and stop sharing screen here and turn over the mic and the screen to our featured presenter. You'd be really excited for this, getting on the bus with Chris.
Everybody, Chris Lipper from On the Bus Sales Training and Coaching Consulting. And complete honesty, I didn't know I was presenting today, but being a professional, I am prepared. So I can screen share here, I assume. And we're going to share sound because I've learned that lesson the hard way. So you guys can see my screen. Yes, give me a thumbs up so I know. I can't see you. Very good. Okay. So I grew up, if that's in fact what I did, in White Plains, New York as a young kid. And I always had a camera in my hand, which is helpful when giving these kinds of presentations. I was diagnosed with dyslexia as a young kid, and that became a hassle pretty quickly. And I was asked to leave the New York public school system and sent to boarding schools at a young age of 10 years old. And I didn't know any different because it was just what all the kids there were doing. And you guys can probably see me scrolling through all my pictures, which is unfortunate, but I was looking for one. In boarding school, I was introduced to different sports and different things that were important to me. And I became a hockey player. And I still play today. I was a goalie as a kid, and I skate out today, and I can play both roller and ice. It makes no difference. And it's a passion for sure. And I'm a big Rangers fan. And my daughters know that if they're dating someone and they're a hockey fan, they need to be a Ranger fan, or there will be some awkward moments. I feel pretty strongly about the Giants too. My daughters are Christina, Victoria, and Samantha. And today they are, and they're all having birthdays. So it's a little hard to figure out. I think they're 19, 21, and 25. Might be 19, 22, and 25. But that's where they're at. Samantha and Victoria, Sam went to Ithaca, and Victoria is currently a senior at Ithaca. Christina just left for University of Boulder 2 days ago as a sophomore on the dean's list, and has never been on campus due to the pandemic last year. So a little unusual. And yes, they are characters, and we do get moments like this. But they are great, and love them, miss them, all those things. And family is important to me. These are my parents, and they come visit once in a while from California. My dad was a Purple Heart Award winner, if that's what you want to call it, twice in Korea. And he is alive and well, as is my mom. They live in Southern California, and they are 87 and 89.
God bless.
I live up in Woodstock with my girlfriend, Doreen, and we love the scenery up here, and it's just beautiful. I moved up here in November during the pandemic when we were worried about borders being shut down, and figured, you know what, let's just do this thing. And it's been great. And my virtual world is wonderful. And I love to see you guys in groups like yours. We have 6 pets between us. That is Leela. And Leela is kind of the queen of the roost, and she will nip at you if you look at her sideways. But, you know, we figured out how to deal with that. And she's terrific. I do have other pet pictures. Oh, there's our drum circle at Woodstock. If you're ever around Sunday at 4, I recommend coming up for that. It's a good time, a little meditative and entertaining. We have 2 guinea pigs and a rabbit. I brought the rabbit to the mix. And we do have another dog somewhere, but Leela and our iguana, who's a character, have a very unusual, awkward, inappropriate, romantic relationship. And there they are. And the iguana blushes whenever she's around, and she carries on, and they like to be in the iguana's cage together. So that's just a little bit about me. I do love to mountain bike, and I have an electric bike, and I ride through town a lot. You can see me in Woodstock on my bike, sometimes with a drum on my back. Music is very important to me. This is my favorite band, Dark Star Orchestra, and they do dead shows note for note, and you have to kind of guess what show it was. I can see from the stage set up here, this was not a show, it was an original set list, because they have the big drums out, and the Lisa, who's the woman singing, would be a 70s show, and the big drums came out in the 80s, so it has to be an elective show, and that's kind of what we do for those of us that are in the know. And it's a lot of fun, and I do see music one show at a time, and it's just fun. It's my recharge. I've gotten to meet a lot of my heroes through that. That's Melvin Seals, who is Jerry Garcia's keyboard player. That's Michael Falzerano, who was in Hot Tuna for 10 years and the New Riders for 15. And Bobby Weir wished me a happy 40th birthday backstage. He's from the Grateful Dead, and I spent 4 years with them. So I've gotten to have a lot of fun over the years. As a kid, to be honest, being in boarding school from when I was 10 to 18, by the time I got to college, it wasn't going to be a fit. You know, I gave it a shot at 2 or 3 colleges, but I wanted to work, and it was time to get out there. And I started working also young. I had my Series 7 on Wall Street when I was 20 years old. And I worked up on institutional trading desks. I worked at mutual funds and down on the floor. And I lost my job on the floor the Friday before the Monday crash in 1987. And it wasn't through any brilliance on my part. It was just, I couldn't keep up with the numbers. They had buy programs and sell programs upstairs. They'd push a button and poof, the floor would go nuts. There'd be a rumbling on the floor. And it was a crazy time, a lot of fun, but a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. And I missed the Wall Street people. Amazing integrity on Wall Street. A handshake is very valuable down there. That if somebody says they're going to do something, they're going to do it. So don't believe everything you read about that industry. There's amazing integrity. If somebody says they're going to buy something, that's a contract, you know, and they stick to it. After Wall Street, I worked for a magazine called Venture Magazine. It was a magazine for entrepreneurs that my family owned, and I did fine there. It's always hard to work for family, at least for me, and it was time to move on. And I started companies, and I had a marketing company for a while, a sports company where I'd sold tennis rackets at country clubs. And the problem was I would always sell more than the companies could make. It happened at an embroidery company, and they were the world's oldest and largest, but my orders wouldn't get filled because they couldn't get it done in the time frame, and it was troublesome. And it was just time to kind of move on. And I started inventing professionally and became a professional inventor. And this is one of my inventions called MedTats. And what I did with that one was I took removable tattoos that the kids wear and turned them into transdermal delivery systems that would deliver drugs and vitamins. And the image would change as the drug was delivered. And so if we were doing a birth control patch for a woman with a 1-week time release, we could have an image of a rose with 7 petals, and it would lose a petal a day. The FDA found out what we were doing, got very involved, and pressured me. They invited me to come down to Washington for what's known as a pre-IND meeting. You meet with 40 guys in white coats, and they started pressuring me to work on fentanyl. And I didn't want to do fentanyl. And they kind of put the screws to me, and I kept saying no. It was a class 3 narcotic, not my thing. And I was manufacturing in China, how to get the raw form from here to there and back, and just logistical nightmare. But all of a sudden I started having problems at the patent office, which I'd never had before. So I stopped inventing and started coaching different business owners and started On the Bus. And On the Bus originally started, I was a member of an organization called TAB, the Alternative Board, wonderful company, wonderful organization for the owners, where we coached business owners. And the person who owned it started getting sick, and whenever he couldn't make a meeting, he asked me to run it. And eventually he died, and I bought the franchise. And I had already started On the Bus, which helped business owners with sales. And now I own this TAB franchise, and we were coaching sales training companies. So On the Bus kind of got put on hold while I focused on TAB for 10 years, and we would sneak it in once in a while. We would do lunch and learns and things like that. But the franchise grew nicely. I mean, these were some of the members. I had the world's oldest or largest and fastest growing franchise with over 80 owners that I was coaching every month. And we would have great events like that one. And you can see some others. And these were our meetings. And, you know, all these companies were $1 million and above companies. So they were doing well. I was doing well. It was all very interesting. One of my owners back in 2014 said, trade shows suck. And I was like, no, they don't. You might suck at doing them, and I'll prove it to you. And so through our On the Bus system, we had 2 classes teaching our owners how to get more out of trade shows. And then we started having trade shows. And this was our first, and we had 350 people come. There was 25 booths, and they all did well and all wanted to do it again. So we started having annual trade shows, and then we started having biannual trade shows. And then the pandemic hit and we went virtual, and I'll talk more about that in a second. 41 of my owners have sold their businesses in the last 5 years. Jeannie just mentioned she had sold one, so she's our 41st. And that happens. So if a company owner wants to sell, that's a good referral for me, because we will get them out of the way. And that's a large part that owners need to understand, that the less of them, the more the business is worth. It's not the other way around. We need the owner to kind of not be the key player in there. 9 of our owners sold in 1 month. And I was like, well, great for them, bad for me. I lost 9 clients. So what do you do? And I made a long video featuring all of them. This is one of our members getting stitches. There can be some blood involved once in a while. But we do have a lot of fun. And so what we do at On the Bus is we do have classes, and we teach different systems. That's a system simulating a 60-minute meeting. You know, what do you do if you get the referral, right? You schedule a meeting. First, confirm how long it is. And then how do you break down that time? What do you do with that time? And we teach people what to do there. We teach people how to delegate. If there's things that you enjoy doing, there's things that the company needs, and there's things that you're good at. If it doesn't touch all 3, don't do it. Delegate it, give it to someone else. So those kinds of things. Our classes can be very small and intimate. I was kicked out of BNI, probably worth mentioning, and I started my own groups. So we had Mang, Bang, and Pang, Morris Area Networking Group, Parsippany Area Networking Group, and Bernard's Area Networking Group, which put me in front of about 120 owners a week. And that was great, a lot of fun. Today, everything is virtual. And the thing that I want to talk about today are our virtual trade shows, because we have one coming up on September 22nd and 24th. It's a 2-day show. The 22nd will run from 2 to 5. Then we shut down all the booths and have a big networking event from 5 to 5:30. And we've done this before, and that's the networking event. That's one page of it. It works out really well. So here was a ribbon cutting at one of our booths. And I will tell you that it feels like a live show. It is virtual. It is on the Zoom platform. We teach our members how to think of these boxes in terms of a booth versus a box. And we have 2 classes prior. One involves role playing and a test drive. For any of you that have gone, you can attest to it. It feels real. Our next show, my biggest problem is I have more people signed up now than we ever had by tenfold. we don't have enough vendors to handle all the traffic we're going to have. Sounds like a good thing. It's not, because what are our vendors going to do when there's 10 or 12 people in their booth? So there's going to be some real coaching involved there. How do you handle that? So we already have 40 people signed up. Normally at this point, we'd have 4. I've been networking all over the place, not just in this country, and finding amazing events. Paul and I were at one yesterday. It was a lot of fun. And I recommend coming, attending. If you know somebody who wants to exhibit, that wants to reach small business owners, primarily in New Jersey. It's New Jersey and New York are where the exhibitors are from. All of our exhibitors have the right to also present. We have 3 presentation rooms that run all day. We have 2 tech rooms. So if anybody has a problem, we have techs on site. We have a directory room. So if somebody wants to see where the booths are and what's happening, they go there. We have a presentation schedule room. We have a greeting room with a video teaching people how to do this stuff. So we've kind of got this all figured out. This is our 5th one this year. So we've done a lot of these, and we have another one coming up on December 3rd. It's exciting, it's interesting, it's innovative. Our average stay of attendees is 103 minutes, and that's at a 3-hour show. So people always say, I'm only staying for 10 minutes. 2 hours later, they're still there. Yeah, it's just unbelievable, and it's fun. And business gets done. All of our exhibitors, with the exception of 2, have exhibited before, multiple times. Randy can tell you at the last show, they had 3 booths. One on the personal side, one on the business side, and one on some other side. I forget what it was. And I think they brought 37 people. So again, in the past, our problem had been getting traffic. We have the reverse problem now. We have too much traffic. So if you know somebody who wants to be overwhelmed with opportunities, this is going to be a good show for them in September. So I think that's enough out of me, and I hope that was within the time frame. Chris Lipper, on the bus sales training, coaching, consulting. Any questions?
Hey, Chris,
Yeah.
usually when we talk about hot tuna, there's a word we put in between words.
I'm sorry.
Usually I've never called them hot tuna. There's usually another word starting with F between hot and tuna.
Okay, so you know, where's my picture with me and Yorma?